Threshold runs, I would say, are probably the most important run in my training schedule as a distance runner. Uh-oh. I think my foam roller's had better days. Today we are talking threshold workouts. What are they? What are the benefits? And finally some workout ideas for you guys today. Before I do that, I'm just going to give you a little tutorial on how I poach my eggs. This is for Jack. He messaged me, he's commented on a few of the videos saying, how'd you get your eggs so perfect? So today I'm going to teach you how you poach an egg. Okay, here we go. So step one, put the eggs whole. I know it's weird because they're poached eggs. Put the eggs whole into the boiling water. Careful not to crack them. And yeah, give them a swirl for a good 10-20 seconds. There we go. They should be done. Oh, toast has just popped. So leave them on the side for a few seconds. Oh crap, that one fell off. So after they've been in the boiling water for a little bit, just crack them straight into the pan. This is boiling water. There's no salt or vinegar in here, but you can add that if you want. Crack it straight in. Sort of a medium heat for 2.5 minutes. And that is the secret. Perfect poached eggs pretty much every time. And there we have it. Poached eggs, bacon, 2 pieces of toast. I put a little bit of Cajun spice on top and some buffalo sauce, which is, yeah, the orange sauce. So this is day 6 of turmeric zuki. There's a link down below if you'd like to register interest, do the trial period and get 50% off. So today in my plan I have 45 minutes of tempo work, which I'm going to do on the treadmill today. This was actually a workout that I was meant to do yesterday, but I've sort of rejigged the training plan because I was suffering from a little bit of an like tightness in my IT band, sort of my left quad. I think that was mainly because of the hill workout I did last week. So I haven't done a hill workout now in, well, that was probably the first one I've done in a few months. So it's just a new stimulus for the body. So expect to have a little bit of tightness, a few niggles from when I add new stuff in. So yeah, today I've got my threshold workout that I was meant to do yesterday. But I thought I'd talk about what threshold is, the benefits of it, and how you can literally improve your 5, 10 and half marathon times with threshold training. So what is threshold training to start with? The easiest way to describe it, it's a hard effort that you can maintain for about an hour. So for me, that's slightly faster than my half marathon pace, but a little bit slower than my 10k pace. So you can sort of roughly work it out. It's quite a hard effort, but it's not those hard maximal efforts that you put in, say, in kilometre repeats, 400 metre repeats, that sort of interval training. It's a little bit different in terms of effort level. To work out your threshold speed, I've used this website called Run Fast Coach, where you basically put in your most recent your race time, either for a 5k, 10k, half marathon, marathon, and it works out all of your paces, all of your splits. It's really good. So I'll leave a link down below to runfastcoach.com. Yeah, so the plan is for today to go to the treadmill in the gym, get 45 minutes of threshold work done, and also a strength and conditioning session for the week, some squats, some lunges, some single leg strength stuff, and then I'm going to talk you through the benefits of threshold training from my perspective, as well as give you some threshold workouts that you can maybe try in your training plans. So I'm back from the gym. It's a pretty long one. I was in there for nearly 2 hours today. So I did my threshold workout on the treadmill today. So I did a nice warm up, 3k warm up, and then I went and did my 45 minutes tempo. So I set the treadmill to 5:18 pace, which is a little bit quicker than my half marathon pace, but not quite at my 10k pace. This is the workout here on the treadmill. The treadmill has got the pace at 3:35. I just use my watch, has like an indoor run setting. It's not super accurate when it comes to running indoors on the treadmill, so I just set the treadmill to the pace and just trust it's going the right sort of speed and just monitor my heart rate. So this is the pace, but you can kind of ignore that, it's not very accurate. Click the heart rate. I was wearing a heart rate monitor today, so this should be nice and accurate, and to me that looks pretty much spot on. So I started after the first 5k, my heart rate is at around 170, and then at the end it sort of finishes at 174. So yeah, that's around where my heart rate is for a threshold effort. So I like to get my threshold work done on the treadmill, just because it's like a controlled environment. It's almost like an experiment. You can keep all the factors the same. So if I wear the same shoes, use the same treadmill, I can literally go in week after week and do the exact same workout and sort of compare where my fitness is at. So hopefully now you've got some idea of what threshold training is, what your threshold pace might be. I just wanted to talk through some of the benefits that I've seen from threshold training. So the biggest benefit that I've found is it builds an aerobic engine. So the more thresholds you do, the fitter you get, and eventually the effort that you're putting in to run a certain pace will decrease over time. So today I was running at 5:18 per mile, which is pretty fast. That probably would have been my sort of 5k pace a few years ago, well, maybe 6 months to a year ago. But as I've done more and more threshold work, that 5:18 per mile is now a pace that I can sort of sustain for an hour now, which is pretty cool. So over time, you build your aerobic engine through doing threshold work, and yeah, that's probably the biggest benefit. With 5Ks, with 10Ks, with half marathons, they're all aerobic races. So if you improve your aerobic engine, you're going to find running at faster speeds easier, so you'll be able to run faster, if that makes any sense. For me, this sort of threshold work has become sort of my superpower. It's my sort of gold dust that I go to all the time if I'm looking to improve my 5k, 10k, half marathon speed. If you're a sprinter, it's pretty pointless. It's not really going to help you at all, because that's an anaerobic event, whereas the 5, 10 and half are all aerobic. I read somewhere the other day that a 5k is actually 91% aerobic, so you're not actually going into oxygen debt until like the last, I don't know, 500 meter sprint at the end. That's why I think threshold training is really good, and it's something that you should try and put into your training plan. You can do this by 2 different types of threshold runs. So you can do a continuous threshold run like I did today, which was 45 minutes at threshold, or you can do it as intervals, so you can sort of break it up. So for example, some threshold workouts I like to do are 3 times 10 minutes or 5 times 8 minutes, with sort of like a minute recovery in between. You don't want to have those recoveries too high, because otherwise you're going to recover and you won't see the benefit of the session as much. But another big benefit of threshold training is it's a lot less taxing on the body, I find personally anyway, than more high intensity interval work. So for example, if you do kilometer repeats or 400 meter reps, like I did on Tuesday night, the recovery time from those sort of efforts is a lot larger than say a 45-minute threshold work. I know that I probably will be able to run a pretty good 5k effort tomorrow, even though I've just done a threshold work tonight, because it's a little bit less taxing on the body than say high intensity intervals, which is really good because it means you can do more of them. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who's like the fastest 1500 meter runner, probably one of the fastest guys in the world at the moment, he does between 5 and 6 threshold workouts a week. He even does like double workouts. So he'll do a threshold on Tuesday morning, a threshold on Tuesday evening, then he'll have an easy day on a Wednesday, and then he'll come to a Thursday and he'll do 2 lots of threshold runs again. And he does some of them on the treadmill or on the track, so yeah, mix them up. But yeah, keep that effort at around between 10k pace and half marathon pace, and that's the sweet spot. If you push too hard, then you can't do as many of them, and if you don't push hard enough, then you're not going to improve your aerobic engine. So it's about finding the balance. It should be hard but not too hard, basically. So yeah, that should give you a few workout ideas to do. You can either do it as continuous, like I said, or intervals. For the continuous ones, like I did today, 45 minutes is sort of the maximum amount of threshold I would personally recommend. Anywhere between 20 if you're new to threshold running, and 45 minutes is the sweet spot. Anything above 45 minutes and you risk getting too fatigued for the rest of the training block, basically. So I like to cap it at 45 minutes. I could push it to an hour, but if I did that full hour, then I might not be able to run at all the next day because I'd be too fatigued. So I like to keep it in between that 20 and 45 minutes for the continuous, and for the interval type threshold sessions, I like to keep it again between 30 and 45 minutes. So like 3 times 10 minutes is a great one to start with. But yeah, that's a little bit about threshold training, why I think it's so important. If it's something you've never done before, put it into your training, and I'm sure you're going to get faster 5, 10k and half marathons just like that. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say, of training to really see a benefit of threshold work. And if threshold is something you're familiar with, then try adding more threshold sessions per week. So if you do 1 threshold a week, try doing 2, maybe even 3, building it up slowly though, and yeah, hopefully you'll see the benefits on your 5 and 10k PBs. But yeah, thanks for watching today's video. A little bit of an insight into how to run faster, if you like. That's threshold runs, I would say, are probably the most important run in my training schedule as a distance runner. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Aspire to run and run to inspire, and we'll see you with another one soon. Thank you very much.